Joyzy. Apparently there was a physical altercation. The ladies have been suspended. Production has been put on pause. And now NBC has some new guidelines that they want to put on reality stars, which I think will probably end up screwing up reality TV. But I have two guests on today, one that's a true menace to society and the other one that actually understands the world of reality TV casting. So get ready. We're about to dive into it. Oh, hi, it's me, Zack Peter, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Peter podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on the Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered convos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in. Break down the latest tea in Jersey and reality TV land. I guess in pop culture too, because we'll get into a lot of like the Super Bowl coming up, Kim Kardashian on American Horror Stories, Real Housewives casting, the future of reality TV. Now that NBC is trying to police everybody, but here to help me out. First up, he's a true menace to society. He's been on the podcast before. He's been in my live shows before. You guys love to thirst after him. Please welcome from the Manic Podcast, the very manic Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know if they're gonna. Zack didn't tell me we were doing a live, so I don't know if you want to thirst over me today because I'm disgusted. I just was working out.
You know we always film this, Jeffrey. So why is
I'm
it
telling you, Jake didn't know either. I had no idea. I was just like, oh, I thought podcast. I thought we were doing a Zoom, and then he sent me some fucking StreamYard bullshit.
Which
I had to like
done
switch
several times with me now.
I had to switch browsers. It's fine.
Okay, and also here to join us, he's a reality TV casting producer and was also front row at my showdown at the Bourbon Room. Please welcome Kelley.
I just switched browsers too. So next time I would just like let us know ahead of time the live. It's not an issue. It just like sets a tone differently.
Oh, did you also Safari as a no-go for you?
No, yeah, Safari didn't work. Your lighting, Jeff, is also horrendous. Jeez.
Well, because I was like, this is a podcast, no video. So
When have you ever taped a podcast with me, Jeff, that has not been on video?
All right. Well, if you're gonna
this is gonna sound bad, but I don't really remember.
If you're gonna show the camera your crotch, then you should at least whip it out for the viewers.
Yeah.
You know, DM me
privately on his
for
Patreon.
That. DM me privately for that.
Get it on his Patreon. Okay, so let's start with Jersey because there's a lot that's going on in Jersey land. There were some rumors that came out over the weekend about Jennifer Aydin and Danielle Cabral, who's the newbie on Jersey, or both. I guess they're both technically newbies. And there were these rumors that they got into a physical altercation, and Danielle threw a glass at Jennifer and ended up drawing blood, and now they've both been put on pause and production's kind of on hold for the moment. So I actually checked with a few people that I know in Joyzy land. And so apparently they did get into an altercation. It happened at Teresa's house, I believe, on Thursday. And they were fighting over a hairstylist. So not even anything groundbreaking, but apparently they were sharing words. They got into a heated argument. Jennifer Aydin pushed Danielle really hard. Danielle reacted with getting a plastic cup, not a glass. So it wasn't like a wine glass, but like I think it was one of those like clear, like the short, no, not a solo cup, but like the short,
but they're still sharp. I know you're
yeah. So that when they break or when they crack, like they're still sharp, so there still could be blood. I don't think she was like bleeding like she got into a car accident, but it did draw blood. And because it was a physical altercation after Jennifer pushed her and Danielle hit her with the cup, now they're both under investigation and production's been temporarily paused.
Well, I'll be really annoyed if Danielle takes Jennifer Aydin off Jersey because she's the only one I like watching at this point. I wouldn't consider her new anymore.
Yeah, she's not new. I was gonna say I actually don't watch Jersey, but of course I always say like I don't watch most of these, but I always just know what's happening via Twitter and everything. And I will say the only one I like on Jersey is Jennifer Aydin.
Yeah,
so Danielle, that annoying Staten Island, was she on Made or True Life or one of those?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was on True Life. That's right.
Loser. She's one of those. I'm from New Jersey. It's very adjacent to Staten Island. Actually, in New Jersey, we used to go to Staten Island to get like Roxycodone. Like we have a certain relationship with them. But I know that type of girl, and she's so like, oh yeah, I'm on TV now. By the way, guys, like I'm on TV, and like it's just so disgusting to me, which is my biggest issue with Jersey. Like that's why I can't really watch it. Jennifer Aydin is not like that.
Jennifer
So
Aydin is the best.
get the Danielle girl out. Keep my girl Jennifer. No further comment.
Now there's like some chatter on Reddit about how Danielle is also the real reason she fell out with her brother is because she actually attacked or hit allegedly her brother's wife. And so that's the real reason for their falling out, where she just says, you know, she made some jokes about him on Instagram and now he doesn't want to follow her anymore.
Well, in Staten Island, everybody, like I'm telling you, those girls fight all the time. Like I used to witness a lot of girl fights there. So it makes sense.
I think they're trying too hard. So from what I've heard, Teresa and Melissa will not interact. They won't have any real conversations with each other. They're not engaging at all. So I guess there's pressure from the other women to kind of step it up and cause some drama. So there's also some beef between Jackie and Margaret. Apparently it's about Jackie's book. All of these fights honestly sound super stupid and super petty.
Well, that's been like talking about Jackie too lately. Wasn't she talking shit about Jackie like a couple days ago to Danielle or something?
Was Jackie talking to Danielle a couple days ago?
No.
Hey, wait, what's your question?
Talking about Danielle or Jackie or something. I don't know. Jackie's really annoying, but if she's changing teams, I love a good like team change. So
but it doesn't feel like a real team change because now Jackie's like fully friends with Teresa, which I didn't think would like the only reason they're both friends with Teresa is the only reason they're both friends is because they're both against Margaret. They both don't like Margaret. So if Jackie's fighting with Margaret and Teresa doesn't like Margaret, then it's like they're just trying to.
Well, that's also my thing about Jersey, why I don't watch it, is from the beginning. And again, I think it's just being from that area. And then they're so like removed from Hollywood and LA and things like that, where it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And so they're so try hard to me, and it's only continued. That's kind of my issue with like Bravo in general now, is everyone's so try hard. And that's my issue with new shows and blah, blah, blah. However, yeah, it's like coming in, those two girls, you could just tell from the jump, they're like, they'll do anything. As soon as we get a physical altercation, it feels it's the biggest indication of not being genuine. It's so try hard. So I'm gonna get her out of here. I don't condone violence, but when I say get them out, it's not because of like, oh, they got violent. It's simply they got so try hard. Get them out.
So Jake, does this encourage production to want to keep women like this, like to keep casting them on these shows, or does this then become a liability and maybe we might put one of them on pause or demote one of them? I'm hearing that Bravo is trying to use this as an example to show that to show that Bethany's reality reckoning isn't actually going to do anything.
I don't know. I mean, if they demote Jennifer Aydin, I'll be so sad. She's like the only thing that makes that side of the U.S. watchable at this point.
That side of the U.S. You're not wrong. Yeah. There's a reason why we live in Los Angeles.
There's a reason I moved. You know, so, I would do that. I don't know if it makes them want to hire them. I don't know. It like gets them more press. I don't think I would cast someone who has like a physical, like history on a show. Unless it was like Bad Girls Club, which Bad Girls Club was back in the day.
Oh my God. I stopped watching after like season 6. I only watched the beginning, so I never got that. But actually, you know what just went viral recently? That thing with Morgan Brittany, who was on like Bad Girls Club Miami back in the day, who looks entirely different now. It's fucking also wild.
Epstein's mistress.
Yeah, but remember she got kicked out of the house within like 2 days because they like got into a fight. They like pulled her down the stairs. But like that was like. They were. I know girls like that. Like that was fighting. Danielle, go on Bad Girls Club. Get out of this fucking shit.
Bad Girls Club, Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, all those shows, Ruthless and Toothless, and they were great.
Flavor of Love. They would physical fight. Tiffany was so good. New York.
Wait, are you guys gonna watch House of Villains?
I can't wait.
I don't know. Maybe.
Jake, shut up.
It might not be like amazing, but I feel like I just feel like now everybody's trying to like really.
It's too try hard. I agree, but there's still like.
But now I think it's gonna shift in the other direction where it's gonna be I'm gonna try too hard to not be the villain because I don't want to get in trouble now. So let's talk about this. So NBC has released a new, Deadline obtained a memo that what a coinkadink. It leaked to Deadline from NBC Universal. And so in it, they have some updates that they want to make to production, and they want to make sure that these guidelines are respected amongst all the cast. That way they can, not have another Raquel Leviss situation. And, Bethany can shut up about her stupid reality reckoning and go to helping Consuela at TJ Maxx and give her used makeup. So first up is alcohol use and consumption of alcohol. They want to monitor it so that they aren't getting people hammered, I guess. So this is a quote from the memo. Building on our current protocols, we will require that you deliver an expanded alcohol-related training to the cast, crew, and production teams, which must include details on how production will monitor alcohol, including when consumption limits may be appropriate and when and how to intervene to maintain cast and crew safety.
That guideline alone, I will.
Any of Luann, like all of Luann's
all of them,
and none. So I do not like
them
that.
naked, wasted. There's so many things we've seen that, like, all of a sudden a cast member, Jen, on season 16 of OC, like her memorable moment was when she got too wasted. It's like that alone, Bethany Frankel, and I barely even fucking watch these shows anymore. I will never forgive you for this. That is one of the golden standards, is getting too drunk. What a fucking loser.
But like, let's be clear, production's not shoving alcohol down people's throats.
No, they're just not. They're just like watching it happen.
Yeah. They're literally there to document whatever you're doing, and people just happen to get amped up.
Yeah, I've been to Housewives events and we're just getting drunk because we're getting drunk.
Everyone's making their own choices. You know, no one's forcing anyone to do anything, but everyone knows what they're there to do, which is give us a good show, give us a nice little.
If they want to get drunk, they can get drunk.
Yeah, get drunk if you want to get drunk, ladies.
As a matter of fact, I'm actually so fucking livid. That's so annoying. There's nothing that I hate more when somebody like ruins a good time, or like, you know, that one complaint that like ruins it for everyone else. So yeah, ruining it for everyone else. Ugh. I'm in a really foul mood this week, by the way. I'm very bitter and resentful. Like I really am not having it. So maybe that's just transpiring here.
Yeah, Bethany's the kid at the back of the class that fucked it up for everybody, and now we all have to suffer. Well, it gets.
And then now she's gonna sit in the front of the bus, and we're gonna fucking pull her hair and put gum in her hair and fucking kick her off the stairs.
No, Jeff, because the next part of the memo focuses on mental health support. So they're also looking to update the mental health safety of their cast. So the company already requires that all reality participants meet with a psychologist prior to filming and are provided with psychological support during and after filming.
Pop a fucking Lexapro. What is your problem?
No, I think that's good. If you can talk through things, then you're better able to like compartmentalize it and then go like really hard for the jugular, knowing that
you're right.
other women have.
Well, you're right. I do support that.
They're also going to have a mandatory psychologist on set during reunion tapings.
Is it going to be?
Well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's fine. It's obviously gonna things like that too. You're like, nothing's gonna change, and it's almost like, honestly, even in jail, they provide like a psychologist or a psychiatrist. You go see them, and they're like, "What's going on?" You're like, "I'm in fucking jail. What do you think?" That's it. But it's like, all right, you want to provide one? Sure. Is it going to be useful? No.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Okay. They also want to get more strict about physical violence on set. So they're going to have, it says more serious consequences. I don't know what that means necessarily. Again, it might be that one of the ladies gets put on pause. She gets removed from the show. She gets demoted. I mean,
well, I don't like when they fight. So I think that's a good thing.
Well, it just seems too try hard too. So again, I'm like, it's all about
the that worked was like the pulling of the weave and the table flip. So everything since then has been like a little.
I'm so sorry.
Unreal, you know.
Yeah.
That's my thing too, where it's like, lighting. Well, when Danielle Staub, I remember I popped in for that when she burned and put the stuff in the candle.
That was good though.
That was good again, but that was try hard. But it's really the try hard aspect. Like even
when Ray pulled the weave, that was beautiful. That was television.
And then to the contrary, and I actually don't think this was try hard when Monique fought with Candace. I actually thought that was her just being violent, and I might seem like a wild menace, and I do have felonies. I do not support that type of violence. Like I don't fuck with it.
That was a little bit.
It's too much.
That was too much. I would agree. There are some physical fights that are just too much.
Laura in the live chat wants to know, when will they get strict about
I just saw this. I'm about to lose it, Laura. That to me actually drives me nuts.
What do you Jake? I want to hear because
who are the ex-cons? Marlo?
Marlo?
But I would not. I love Marlo.
Me too. No, everyone has a past. Laura, everyone has a past.
Yeah. So Jake, as a casting producer, do you think that if somebody has a criminal past, that makes it more challenging for them to get on talent? Like, what is Jeff's like realistic ratio of making it on a reality show?
Well, Jeff's been like, I don't know about Jeff. I think you have like a limit of like 15 arrests, maybe. I don't know. No, I don't know. I think that like you can.
I think also if a certain amount of time passes,
if it's time, you have to look at everyone for who they are currently and what their life has been like. Like for Marlo, I'm sure she had like kind of tough, a tough life when she was doing in jail 16 times or whatever. And now she's fabulous and she deserves to be on TV.
And I will
probably want to post someone who's just got out of jail, but then I wanted to see Teresa on TV again. So
well, and that, but it's even like, yeah, I actually like Kenya, and I also don't watch Atlanta, but I saw this clip online and I always see clips of her where she like comes after Marlo for like being like, oh, you were in jail, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't like that. Like, she's done her thing. Like, stop. I don't like that.
Well, yeah, also Kenya is very provocative, and but that's the other part of the physical thing. Like, because when she did that to Portia, like, yeah, she did not physically attack Portia, and Portia was totally in the wrong, but she did really provoke someone. Like really intensely. Like if you put something in someone's face, that's a little weird. So I don't know. That's such a hard line, but I guess the line is like, don't put your hands on someone. And that does just make sense.
I agree. Don't put your hands on somebody. I'm very firm in that. Do not do it. You can rip somebody to shreds verbally. I don't go put sugar in their gas tank. Do whatever you want to do. But
you don't still get into physical altercations, Jeff?
I'm not a physical. I actually like have never. I'm telling you, that's like not my thing. I'll like ruin your life, but I'm not gonna.
Really?
No.
It's not one.
Yeah, I'm not like a. There's been like things that have happened, like, but like I'm not like. There's the gray area.
I'm the same way. I very much will like. I have a big mouth, and my mouth will get me in trouble, and I can get a little into people's personal space, which I think, as to Jake's point, maybe can provoke somebody to react physically. But like, I'm not like a physical altercation person. Like I won't like.
Also, you can't. I don't even. If you know that you're provoking someone, and then be like, "Oh my god!"
I always say that too. Expect to get your ass kicked. Then
like, to attack you. So yeah. I don't like that either. Like I don't like that victimizing yourself, because I think that's just like weak. Like, if you're provoking someone, just like own it, and then like let's move on with the show instead of making it.
But like I was doing it to get a reaction, or even like Candace was provoking Monique and whatever. But that's too. I don't provoke. I don't get in spaces. But one example is actually I walked into a bar one time on Halloween 2 years ago. Steven was there, and as soon as I walked in, somebody poured a drink on my head, and so I choked them really quickly. And like that to me is like, well, you already did this. So I quickly, actually what happened was I accidentally grabbed Steven's boyfriend, and he was like, oh, and I was like, oh my God, Matthew, I didn't know it was you. And then I grabbed the right person. I was like, don't fucking do that. And then I was like, Steven, do you know what happened? He was like, you choked my boyfriend. I was like, that was a mistake. But the point is, it's like, you already like, do you know what I mean? And
wait, that was 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago on Halloween, yeah. And somebody, I walk in, they pour a drink on my head, and I'm like,
why did they pour a drink on your head?
I have no idea. And so then I was like,
it's because you have that kind of face where you just wanna, pour something on.
Totally. Honestly, I get it. And so, but it's like, yeah, don't do that. And then I quickly was like, just don't do that type of thing. But like, no violence. Don't do it.
No violence. We want good, wholesome television on reality TV these days. Forget Bethany's reality reckoning. Well, on that note of making sure we have we're making good, clean, wholesome choices. Fall is here, and HelloFresh can help you plan for the busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered to your door. Simply choose your recipes and pick your delivery date, then lay back and enjoy your day knowing that dinner is covered. When life gets busy, don't call for delivery. Call HelloFresh. It's 25% cheaper than takeout and less expensive than grocery shopping, too. Just choose your recipes and receive fresh, pre-portioned ingredients so that you can get to cooking quick. Listen, I'm busy. I got the content to create. I've been traveling. I got the puppies. I got a new apartment to set up. Life's been busy. And the last thing I want to worry about is running to the market, especially since I usually run to the market like 4 or 5 times a week. So getting HelloFresh delivered to my door is super convenient. Everything's already here for me. If you guys want to give HelloFresh a try, it is America's #1 meal kit. Then you can go to HelloFresh.com/50NoFilter and use code 50NoFilter for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50NoFilter. And use code 50NoFilter for 50% off plus free shipping on HelloFresh. We want to stay fresh. We want to stay good, especially since I think the three of us have been hitting the gym a lot lately. We want to make sure that we're,
Sorry, first of all, Jake changed his clothes.
Did you just do an outfit change in between my ad read?
Yeah, you talked for a long time.
Okay, well, that helps pay my bills. So I'm going to shout out HelloFresh.
I thought it was very well delivered. It made me want to try HelloFresh.
And it made you want to change your shirt.
It did make me want to change my shirt. But if HelloFresh wants to send me stuff, I will deliver ads like that.
You should go to HelloFresh.com/50NoFilter, and then you can give them a try. You get free shipping on your first order.
I actually like this new shirt far better than the one. It's disgusting. But also, I will say, Zach, it's so funny you say market as if we're in like Amish land. I'm like, you go to the grocery store. He's like, I go to the market.
If you the market or the grocery store?
The grocery store. We're in 2023.
Grocery store, yeah.
I didn't know you lived in. Yeah.
Well, because you're from Jersey.
We go to ShopRite.
Okay, so we talked about Jersey. I want to talk about OC because we also, we just have, Shannon Bedore, who's just ripping through the streets these days. Tokyo Drift.
I taught her well.
Yeah, that you did. Well, the interesting thing is now the Newport Beach Police Department is investigating her for animal abuse. Apparently now she's got the Paw Patrol on her because they want to make sure that Archie is okay after finding out that he was in the car with her when she got the DUI.
Xanax.
I don't like that. To me, also, it's like obviously it's fine. Like she's not.
You don't like that Archie was in the car, or you don't?
No. Well, I don't like that he was in the car, of course, but obviously it's like that wasn't her thing. It's like obviously she's going through a tough time after all this. It's like don't take her dog away. Like she's already probably fucking wants to blow her head off. Like come on, obviously she's fine. She made a mistake. Who's ever doing that shit? I don't like it.
Yeah, don't take our dog away. That's
fucking idiots.
I relate with Shannon so much. Not only do we both have really terrible drinking problems, but we both speak Spanish whenever we can, and I don't know.
Jake's like, I also clip a few houses.
I actually have clipped a few mailboxes, so I get it. Like I get where she's coming from. Yo hablo un poco de español, sí. So I hope that she's doing well.
I mean, I don't think she's doing well, but I hope she does.
Yeah, I don't think she's doing
she's
well.
Kind of going through it right now.
Well, it's been a week. I mean, you can. She's probably doing.
I think she's going to be going through it for about a year until the probation ends.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we bring her back next season, or do you?
Of course.
Yeah.
You gotta be dumb to think we not. No.
What about Heather Dubrow? Do we bring her back next season?
Absolutely.
The whole cast minus Gina. The whole cast
minus Gina.
But make Gina a friend so she can.
No.
Why would we get rid of Gina if Gina's biggest conflict is going to be Shannon?
Because
Shannon just guaranteed her another season.
Say, even this weird, like, oh, they're doing this. It's, no matter what, and this goes for Emily and Gina, even if they're involved in the biggest conflict and they could be bringing it, no matter what, it's like, I still don't want to see them.
No, Emily, I want to see.
No.
Her
mouth, she's always talking her teeth like this. She's like, yeah, she talks like this and she can't close her lips and she's like always like this and she's like, yeah, and her face is all squished and scrunched and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No, I like me some Emily.
Emily can be a friend. Gina can be fired.
Bring back Alexis Bellino. Bring back Lexi. Jesus Jugs.
I think Vicky full time. All right.
No, I don't think we need Vicky full time. I think we need Vicky as a friend of.
No, all right. Here's where people keep getting mistaken, and this is what's driving me nuts too on Twitter. And be like, "Oh, she seems like she's a little bit out of the group," and blah blah. I'm like, "Duh," because she actually is out of the group. If you hire her and bring her in full time, she'll be fully immersed. Like it's almost like she needs that full time contract to really, really kind of do it all.
But I don't need her to do it all.
I want to see her life. Dude. She's one of the few where I want to see her life. Like Emily, make her friend because I don't give a fuck about her life.
I guess that is a little more true, but I don't really need to see her life that much. I mean, I've already
want to see Michael and Brianna and all that crap. I want to see all of it.
Or I've seen people ruin their marriages with her. Maybe she did ruin a couple of her marriages.
Vicky full time. Taylor, speaking of friends, Taylor can go because she's done literally nothing.
If Vicky's watching this, can you unblock me, Vicky? Because I would love to like your comments again. I think it was because I gave a Kelley Dodd appreciation post once because I did meet her and she was super, super lovely.
I like Kelley.
But I would still like to be back on your feed, Vicky. So please bring me back. Oh, thank you, Katya.
That's so nice.
Yeah, nobody's paid you any compliments today, Jeff.
Oh no, I look like a crooked face mess. But
I know. I think you look fine. You even have the guns out. Yeah, your arms look great.
Thank you. No, I think what is it with Taylor has truly. I forget.
Oh wait, you got a compliment. You got a compliment.
Oh, I'm not even drunk actually. That's so.
No, I think they meant when you were choking people at the club.
Oh, I was like, is that an insult?
I love Taylor. Taylor Armstrong for life.
Jake, I literally forget she's there. She's done nothing.
I know, but I just love her. She made Beverly Hills. You know, I mean, the Russell, that craziness cemented it.
So I've always gone back.
I did love her TMZ video. It's like, this is gonna be the dirtiest reunion you've ever seen, baby. Here's your orange. There's love in the world for everybody because I'm bisexual.
But that brings up my point where it's like, I remember, and I thought this even like when she was coming on to Girls Trip, I was like, guys, the whole reason we liked watching her in the beginning of Beverly Hills because she was in this like super dark time and all this stuff, and she was like drinking and being a mess, and she had like a suicide and the husband and the beatings and all that. When she was even going on Girls Trip, I was like, she's nothing to bring now because as herself, and everyone was like, oh my God, when Taylor, remember when she like snapped the table at Brandy on Girls Trip? I was like, it was so try hard. And so now she's so try hard because she has nothing else going on. So when you bring her on, she's so try hard. And I'm like, all I want is like, unfortunately, Taylor's only good TV when she's like going through it. So I want to see her like, wasted TMZ, like spewing about stuff, crying in a suitcase, looking for her makeup bag. Now I'm like, she's not, she's just boring. Lovely lady.
If she needs makeup, Bethany's going around town with Ziploc baggies that she can get.
Also, the thing I love about Taylor joining the show is I love the like the switching of housewives. It's kind of like when like NBA teams trade players and they go to different teams and you get to see them play on different courts. Like, I like that.
Well, so that's actually my other qualm is I'm like, this is supposed to be this historic thing. Like the first housewives to switch cities. I'm like, the first one that does it, and you give us Taylor who says nothing all season. I'm like, what a philosophy.
Taylor for a long time, but I like her. I like her as a friend. I think, and she looks great. She looks very pretty.
Zach, what do you think?
I think that she, like, it's not Taylor from Beverly Hills. It's OC Taylor. It's a very different Taylor. Yeah. So I think that's why I'm fine with it because it's a different show. It's a different version of her. I do like it when she's fucked up and just like slurring her word. Like, that's my favorite Taylor. I feel like Bethany's reality reckoning might ruin that because then she can't get so slurry. But like, I hope Housewives just like start to sneak some tequila under the table.
I don't think Bethany's reality reckoning is going to ruin this stuff. Because these women, these people on the shows, they're not going to stop giving us good TV. If they do that, then they're going to lose their jobs. And more importantly, they're going to lose the attention that they get from these jobs.
And actually, Jake, you're right. Even maybe it's part of like the drinking thing. It's one of those things where it's like, all right, we'll put it in the clause and be like, we're doing this, even though you're kind of like, you're keep drinking type of thing. Well, you know what I mean? It's almost like a formality thing, which has happened in the past few years. Like any sort of like basically since 2020 with all this like woke Me Too reckoning, all this bull bots, a lot of it's formality, but it's like, put it in. Actually, you know, you're right. Fine, put it in. Get wasted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Two last things before we wrap, because Jeff, I know you have to peace out soon. One, Usher performing at the Super Bowl. Are we a fan or are we underwhelmed?
Don't care. I mean, I gotta let it burn since I was like 12, but I really don't give a shit.
What's crazy is actually I love Usher and I love like throwbacks. Like I was just listening to Remind Me and all this type of stuff, but I don't care about him at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it'll be cute. It'll be better than Rihanna was terrible last year. Let's be honest. That was not a good performance.
I agree, but to me, I didn't expect one. To me, Rihanna's like she's just Rihanna. So I was like, honestly, I expected her to sit in a chair. Like I didn't expect anything, but yeah, I think with Usher, I was like, I'm not as a Super Bowl performer. No, even though I love him, I think it should have been Miley Cyrus.
Oh yeah, it should have been Miley. It should have absolutely been Miley. Thank you, Cindy Powell, for the super sticker. Last one, Kim Kardashian on American Horror Stories. Did you watch? Were you a fan? Didn't
watch, but love it. Gonna watch. Love Kim K. Go fight Len.
So good. I had my friend Josh over the other night to watch it, and it was. I've never watched American Horror Story, and now I'm gonna actually invest this. Kim Kardashian killed it. She actually was able to act.
What about the Emma Roberts stuff with all the Angelica Ross?
I love Emma.
I love Emma.
I love Emma.
Angelica. Like I like both of them a lot.
I think Angelica's probably being a baby about stuff.
I didn't know Angelica before. I get that she was like upset with Emma. So the backstory is she claims that Emma made a transphobic comment behind the scenes of American Horror Story where they were having some sort of beef between or there was something going on, and the casting producers is like, all right, ladies, settle down. And then Emma's like, well, only one of us is a lady. And then she kind of scurried off and
okay, sorry to laugh. It is kind of funny, but she
is bitchy.
It's bitchy, but I don't think she meant it in the you're trans and I'm I think she meant it as in like I'm a lady. Yeah. Like I mean again,
you never know, but I agree where it's like you never know.
You never know.
So I hope that she didn't mean it like that.
That's what I mean too. She's a pretty good ally. Like I don't think I think she's just kind of like I think she's just bitchy is what it is.
Yes, I think she's bitchy, and I think the thing that won me over with Emma is that Emma privately called her and is like, hey, I'm sorry about this. If I made you feel the type of way, that wasn't what it was supposed to be, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm an ally, you know, which I thought was great. And then she goes and runs to the press first thing. And it's like, Emma called me and she apologized. And I don't believe it. That's why I'm like, now I don't believe you. Now I think you're doing
exactly. But that's what I mean. It's like, clearly she wants attention.
You run to the press like that, and you make it a thing. No, not.
And of course, everyone's going to be like, oh my God,
it's not popular. Yeah, it's not popular to side with the pretty white girl, but it's like the pretty privileged white girl. But it's like when you run to the press and you make it a thing and you turn it into a stunt, then then unfortunately, sorry, in this case, I don't want to side with the pretty white girl, but she called you to apologize and to show you what an ally she was, and maybe she meant it that way, maybe she didn't mean it that way. Who knows? But the fact is, that's effort and that's action to call you privately and apologize.
Own it. Like you kind of got to let people own. Yeah, that's the thing that's like kind of bad. Like you need to let people own their stuff if you're gonna let people own their stuff. You know. If you want people to own it, you have to like kind of let it go once they do, I think.
Yeah, once you do, you're like, oh, and then listen, as somebody who's very misspoken and often like says, I mean, even like there was a few things the last 2 days, where like I'll say something and it's like I genuinely don't mean that, and then I clarify, and they're like, oh, so what I think what's lost in this world, in this culture now, is like the ability to clarify or be like, hey, this is misinterpreted, whatever. Yes. And now it's like, oh, so I quickly, of course, as soon as it happens, everyone on Twitter is like, oh my God, this monster, she's transphobic, blah, blah, blah. It's like, first of all, listen to the fucking story. And again, I'm actually in the place where it's like, unfortunately now where we're at is like, if you side with a white girl, you're automatically like, oh my God, you're racist, transphobic, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, I side with whoever I think is like not lying, whatever. And unfortunately now I think what happens is people in Angelica's position are able to just come out with any allegation and they're going to believe it and be like, I was bullied on set and she hurt my feelings and blah, blah, blah. And then people are like, yeah, let's fight for her. And it's like, well, is she even talking the truth? Like it's so lopsided now. And so I'm always, no matter what, I'm a fair person. We got to believe logistics.
Yeah.
And,
shout out to Urka Pie, who's been a member for 4 months of the Zack Pack. We love it. You guys can also sign up for Jeff's Patreon. Jeff, where can they find your Patreon?
Thank you. There's a link in my bio. It's just the Manic Patreon, and it's far more.
Bio. What link in your bio? Where? Your only.
Sorry. Sorry. On Instagram at It's Jeff Epstein. It's pretty easy to find because
his name is Jeff Epstein. You might have to type it out because he's shadow banned, but that is his real name, Jeff Epstein.
Yeah, do you know I'm like basically permanently shadow banned because of my name?
I've been telling you need to change your name.
Well, what the fuck do I do?
We discussed this the last time we were at the Bourbon Room together, which is the question BTF Phoenix wants knows if you guys are coming to my next show at the Bourbon Room on November.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
we are.
I will be there.
What did we decide? Remember it was MJ on the stage and she was like, what did we decide we were going to change it to?
That's Connors, right?
Connors.
But remember I told you that was the ex-boyfriend's name.
And we all agreed that you should do it anyway. It's very on brand for you to go into your act to do the thing.
Okay, I'll do it.
It's not like the ex is ever going to come back around, right? That's like,
he's actually, Jake knows he's over pretty often.
What's your mom's maiden name?
Makor. But I have an uncle named Jeff Makor.
Well, that's okay. Really like he's not public. Well, I don't really
like the name either. It's not
I think
you
should.
It's a little intense.
The X is around pretty often. Jake knows.
I will pay for your name transfer.
Well, yeah. The finance was definitely a block. So thank you, Zach.
Okay, I will. You'll be my charity case for the end of year. The end of year.
I need new glasses and a tooth.
Oh my God. Okay. Jake, where can people follow you?
Nowhere.
There's no. If they want to get cast on reality shows,
you can look me up on Instagram. It is LE.JFK, like Le in French, but it also kind of looks spammy, but you're at the right place.
Okay. Jake Kelley casting. And before can you just confirm one thing, Jake, because you were there the night of Sheena's show at the Bourbon Room when you saw the altercation go down with Adam and I. Did I at any point throw hands, throw wine, break glasses, or was I ever physically escorted out by security?
No. None of those things. I saw it escalate. I did not see Zach escalate it. I didn't think Zach's the one that escalated anything.
For once, I didn't escalate a situation.
Yeah. I think Zack kind of started it because he probably shouldn't have had those conversations for very long. But I don't think you escalated it.
You came in with good intentions, though. They were well-intended conversations that just happened to get exacerbated by the other party. All right. Well, I will be back at the Bourbon Room November 19th, special Friendsgiving show. Jake will be there. Jeff will be there. Josh will be there. Who else is going to be there? Evan will be there.
Steven will be there. We'll all be there.
We'll see. Yeah, well, everybody will be there. All the boys will be there. So come. You can get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. They will be going on sale this week. The Zack Pack members will get first dibs. That's nofilterlive.com. Get ready, November 19th, live at the Bourbon Room in Hollywood. You can give me a follow at Just Plain Zack all over the internet. Follow No Filter with Zack on the Instagram if you want the latest reality TV tea. Follow at It's Jeff Epstein. Sign up for his Manic Podcast Patreon because the stories are wild. There's always something going on with his sister. And then last week she wasn't pregnant, and then this week she's pregnant. I don't know how that happened. I don't know when that happened, but that's just what happens in the Epstein family. So you're going to want to go and give his podcast a follow. Hit up Jay Kelley, because he's going to be casting some great reality shows that you're going to want to be a part of. So go give him a follow on Instagram as well. And stay tuned. I will be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday giving you all the tea on the podcast. And I'll be live streaming and posting on YouTube all throughout the week and on the Instagram. All right. Jeff has to go get some new glasses, hopefully a new tooth.
No, I have like a card being dropped off. It's a long story.
Well, you also need new glasses. And
new glasses too, yeah.
And a tooth, right?
Yeah, and the tooth too. All right, guys.
All right. So Jeff needs help. All right. Thank you guys. Love you. Mean it. Bye.
Bye, Zachary.
Bye, Zack.
Bye, Jay.